It's just a kids watch.
Someone told me that they're, I don't know if they're actually figure out a way to do THC that you can do with like some alcohol. I don't know if that's.
Call it up so I can.
We're recording, Jerry.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Park Summit Special Meeting, July 9th, 2026 at 7 p.m. In attendance, we have Mr. Hallinan.
Here.
Mrs. Grady, Mr. Vasalega.
Here.
Mr. Mitchell. Mayor Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Kuster.
Here.
Mr. Sh-
Here.
and Mr. Sola. First item on our agenda is our public comment. If anybody would like to address the council, you're more than welcome to take the podium. Just give us your name and go right ahead.
Hi, everybody. Marla Lamb, 209 Electric Street, back again, just returning again regarding the tree. So I know that, last time I was here, I gave the speech explaining about the safety concerns that I had at my neighbor's, property. And we had that great letter from Drew. I think it went out, Jen, it was June 26th was the date. And, there was a 15-day warning, I believe, in that, so that would have expired mid-July. I think when you spoke to the property manager, they explained that the tree would be down Monday, the 27th, and that date has come and passed. And I'm sure you can assume from me standing here that the tree is still remaining. So I'm just here tonight to simply just continue the discussion and just see what the council thinks would be our next steps regarding the tree.
Yes, I just found out that they did not, like I said, we gave them the opportunity to remove that tree. I think now we can take the next steps as laid out within that 15-day letter. I have not personally spoken with them. I'm happy to speak with them. But I guess we think the next steps would be follow through with what is laid out with it. And let it sit down to the property.
Okay, we're really watching it awfully close. We really are, because it definitely has to get done.
Any just general idea of how long that might take for me to expect when the removal of the tree might happen?
I have to talk to Jen about that. I would hopefully as soon as possible. I don't know, 1 day, 2 days per week. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just
I have to
generally,
coordinate
yeah,
with Jen and talk to
okay.
the girl employees about that.
But it is something that the council would be comfortable proceeding with?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, thank you.
And then I'll be in touch
So I'll
with you.
just be in touch with a timeline.
I'll give you an
update
update,
So that I
absolutely.
can, okay,
Yep.
sounds good.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, would anybody else like to take the podium? Ray, would you like to?
Looks like we're on the agenda, right? So
I was gonna say, if you want to scoot in, yeah, you could get your.
I could give a couple updates, I guess.
Good.
Scott Shinto, on behalf of Clark Summit Goes Pink. We are on the agenda here, we see to talk about the open container request on Spring Street, and then the Depot Street closure. So we can talk about those, I guess, at that
Sure.
point in the meeting.
We can talk about it now. It's
Sure.
just, that's fine.
Okay. Just real quick update on our registrations and where we stand with things. I did send over, I don't know who was all on the email, I think most of you were on the email today. I sent over an updated event plan. We did secure the LFG lot. We're gonna put our food tent and our basket tent in that lot.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna take our tent, the big tents off of Spring Street. And the main reason we wanted to do that is our registrations, we've had an overwhelming number of registrations. When we hit 400, I don't wanna say we panicked as a board, but we were a little concerned. We wanna put on a safe event, quality event. So we paused our registrations to ensure that we have enough space that we can do this safely. One main thing that we did was we wanted to secure a spot for those tents to create more room on Spring Street. for people to view the band that we're gonna have after our 5K race as well. So we voted as a board to open, we did a quiet reopening of our registrations. So you can go on the website right now and register if you want. We aren't advertising that it's reopened, just to try to keep the numbers a little bit low. We also did this to a lot of people that were sponsors, a lot of people that had entered teams and wanted to get a whole group of their family and friends to join the race. Closed it down, they hadn't been able to register. So we wanted to give them the opportunity to register. They were telling us that they were going to come anyway. So we thought, well, if people are here and we don't know the exact number, why would we close that down? Let's keep it open so we get a better idea of numbers. They also have to sign a liability waiver when they sign up. So that's in our best interest for people that are walking, running, go on and register and do that. So we did reopen. Right now we're at 556, 566 people attending, which is phenomenal. We're really excited about that. With the area that we have on Spring Street, it's about a 35 by 215 foot area, and research we've done for viewing a concert. We could comfortably fit 500 to 750 people in there very comfortably. A little bit tighter, we could fit up to 1,500 people. And then, you know, crowded and crammed, but people could still fit in there, it's up to 2,500. We don't expect to be anywhere near that number. But those tents off of Spring into the LFG locks and open up that area for us. And we feel very confident with the numbers we have and where we're probably going to end up. That we're going to be able to put on a safe event, secure event, and that would be a great event for the community. So that's kind of where we stand. We did coordinate with the chief. We are hiring. We have hired 2. We got confirmation on 2 police officers that we're going to pay for and hire. We have a request in for a 3rd. I don't think we got confirmation on that yet. So we want the safety side of this. We really want to stress that everything's going to go well and be safe, and that's what we're going about handling this. So that's kind of the update that we want to provide. If we want to get right into the alcohol area or the extension or Depot Street, I guess if we want to start at Depot Street, we did secure 19 signatures of businesses, residents along Depot. I know that's not everybody. Short time period we had here. That's the best we can do up to this point. I don't think there was one person that we spoke to or one business that was not willing to sign. So everyone was in favor of this. We had a great response. People we talked to, how can we help? How can we sign up? You know, we want to donate some food for the tent, things like that. So it's been a positive response for the signatures that we did secure. Our plan for Depot is to just have a temporary closure, probably starting around 9:50 in the morning. That is going to be the finish line of our race.
Right.
So we have a large for the finish line. We're going to keep that off to the side, and literally 10 minutes before we send runners out, we're gonna pull that arch over and have people ready to come to the finish line. Once the race is over and the last runner walker comes through, we're going to move that arch and we're going to work to get Depot Street right back up. So we're not planning on it being a long-term closure for the whole day. With around 9:50 to 11:30 would be the time that we would need that closed. We are requesting that cars not be parked there Saturday night. I know we talked about that with the chief and possibly bagging those meters maybe late Friday. Sign that they, you know, they're going to be bagged on Saturday morning, something like that. So no parking is our request. Would be no parking Saturday morning till 11:30, and it would just be closed from around 9:50. That's, you know, that's
So, Mr. Shimko, congratulations on this. This sounds like it's shaping up to be a great event.
Yes, thank you.
With the alcohol though,
Yes,
is Nix is going to be the one who's going to be handling the servings?
Yes. yes. So with our plan for the alcohol, next is serving, or partying. We're not responsible for anything related to alcohol. We wanted to wipe our hands of that. We don't want liability of being responsible for party people, serve alcohol, anything with that. That's the Knicks and their liquor license. So we talked to Mike at the Knicks. He is going to be open. He's going to have his back deck open, downstairs open, the upstairs open. He's going to have people working at all locations. There is no plan to serve alcohol outside. It's all going to be served inside. The extension that we would just like somebody, if they're there post-race, enjoying the concert, we'd like someone to be able to, get a drink inside and take it out on the Spring Street just to listen to music. That's really the intent of it. It's a family-friendly event, concert. We have a kids area. We're bringing in an ice cream truck. We have balloons. We might have somebody walking around on stilts. We don't know yet. But it's very family-friendly event. We don't want to shut Spring Street off and say no kids allowed. This is a party area. That is not at all what we want. We just want people to be able to enjoy a drink outside. So they're going to card. We're buying the Knicks bracelets. So when they card, he's actually buying a card scanner. When they get carded, and they're going to put a bracelet on, like you go to a water park or whatever concert that you're 21, I can drink. If this extension gets approved, if drinks go outside on the Spring, we're going to put them into a pink Solo cup. There's going to be no cans, no bottles, nothing like that outside. It's going to be in a pink Solo cup. It's going to be, we're going to have signage. We're going to have our area clearly roped, delineated, fenced, whatever we need to do. No alcohol beyond these limits. We're going to talk to the Knicks about staffing the outside too. So people, aren't out there and then they wander up Spring Street over to Depot. Like we want to have people there preventing that from happening. Our officers that we're hiring are going to be there for the day. So that. No drinks will be allowed outside the front door. They have to, because that will technically be outside of our enclosed area. They would have to go leave the Knicks and go out their back porch, their back deck, onto Spring Street. And that's the extent of it.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Yes.
Very well thought out.
Thank you. We've been working, very, very hard. 9 of us on the board have been working hard on this. And the registration numbers and the sponsorships, we have, I want to throw numbers around, we have just in sponsorships alone, we're close to $70,000. Which is really
Just for the record, though, you're going to use this for people in the Abingtons who with cancer and stuff.
So the money, we're partnered with the Wright Center. We are partnered with NRCI, the Northeast Regional Cancer Institute, and we are partnered with Hematology and Oncology Associates. We are going to give. We haven't decided what percentage or how much once everything's the dust settles and we figure everything out. But those are going to be the 3 entities that receive the funds.
And then 100% is going to go. What you pay your expenses is going to go to this.
Yes, yeah. We will probably keep a small portion for next year, to just keep this going for the following year. But we're going to get rid of. We're going to get everything to these, to those 3 entities. And we have, with the Wright Center, we're going to work with them. They have a mobile mammogram unit. We're going to try to sponsor mammograms. With NRCI, they have people that might reach out to them that have trouble with living expenses, day-to-day expenses, rent, heat, utility bills. And if they get a call like that, they're going to call us. This person that's battling breast cancer is having a tough time paying bills.
Right.
Then we'll be able to fund that. And hematology oncology is, they can earmark for breast cancer and other prescriptions.
Thank you for all of your work. It's amazing what you're doing, and I'm hearing all that positive remarks. Outstanding.
Thank you very much.
So we get like 14 people on YouTube, by the way, so cat's out of the bag. This is mostly a question for you, Drew. So I know we talked a lot. Scott and I tried to figure out how we could do this in the confines of the ordinance that we have. What do we need to vote on What does the ordinance require us to do to make this happen?
Two parts. One would be, because Spring Street is borough property, there has to be a motion and a vote to allow for consumption of alcohol on protected borough property. So we have the property on of that location that's outlined in that diagram. Next would be just a motion to suspend the open container ordinance. Are you guys looking to have, given that, just so we're clear for the motion, that LFG lot, how it kind of extends back? Are you looking to have like anyone go walk over there to the food tent with it?
That we extended in there ideally, if you're out there with a drink and you wanted to go get food or money in the basket raffle, just so you can carry it over there, that was it.
And that's what
If that's a big deal, we could pull that back and just have it be on spring.
I mean, as long as the motion by council, but the motion has to be to, again, we can attach this to the resolution here. To allow for those open containers to be lifted, suspended for that day, for the specific purposes and specific locations that are outlined within that diagram. So it'd be a two-part. For next week. I can draft one for council. Should council.
Okay. I think, and I'll just make a point for council. This is not really about your event, but more so for us. As everybody on council knows, we've had a draft of a new open container ordinance, which I think would make it much simpler for us to facilitate this kind of event in the future because there's carve out language in it. Is that right?
Yes, the current ordinance is from 6 years before I was born. So it's old, but the new ordinance would allow an easier avenue for events like this in the borough. To have events where there's open containers and they have the ability to events within the confines of the borough. So it would make it easier for council to pass these types of resolutions.
I mean, I think given all of this, I would like to see on our agenda for next week for us to finally advertise that ordinance because it'll make this much easier, not only for your event next year, but Mike was here from the next last time talking about something he wanted to do, and this was a little tricky, I think, to pull together in the end. So that would be my recommendation. I'd like to see us take that up next week as well.
Absolutely. So we could, once we vote on it next week, we have to advertise it, and we can vote.
But for purposes, I mean, for this event though, it's legal and it's proper just to do it, just to by motion. We don't have to redo the ordinance.
Correct. We don't have to. It's poorly worded, I believe, in my opinion. The current ordinance that's in place to allow for things like this. However, based on the way that the ordinance is currently written, council can vote to suspend it and then to allow this entity to have open containers on their property for this specific and limited purpose.
So let me add, because I don't know the answer to this. So if you vote and to suspend that ordinance, would Mike, because the plan was for Mike at the next to get through the LCB to get the temporary 1-day extension, his liquor license, to basically allow him to go outside. Would that still be needed if the ordinance is suspended? Yes.
Yes.
That's my thought.
You're gonna talk to liquor control.
Because
Yes.
the ordinance is just for purpose of having open container in the borough. That's a wholly separate issue. You would still have to do that and apply for it.
Yes.
If it is a question, I can talk to him too.
Do you want to maybe do like a resolution, something, right? Liquor control board.
Absolutely. I can draft them up for council.
He did talk to the LCB, and he needs something in writing from the borough to include in his temporary permit that is saying you guys are allowed, so you know of it, or you're okay with it. So I don't know if that would be something you could provide if you voted in favor of this.
Yeah, I think we could do it by resolution. It'll be a rating.
Okay.
We would have that, there'd be a vote on that at the next meeting, so we'd have that as of next Wednesday.
Okay. That's all we had. I don't know if anyone has any other questions for us while we're here. We appreciate you working with us, and we're looking forward to making it a great day and successful. So.
Everybody's on the same page.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else who would like to address?
Hey everyone. How's it going? Two things. So my name is Guy Trishon. I live in Clark Summit with my wife and kids. Two two things I wanted to talk about. I was hoping the chief was here today. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting, but I watched it. I was one of those 14. I did watch it.
It's only
and-
13 tonight.
Yeah. And, I recall that he said that they had taken up the issue of the children with the e-bikes and that they had issued citations. I know it's a really tricky subject because you obviously don't want to be chasing children on bikes and leading to the risk, but I also think it's a really challenging situation that does require some attention because I was telling Jerry last month, I had a situation where there was probably about a 10-year-old driving down Knapp Road in front of me. I was driving down Knapp Road, he was riding his e-bike in front of me, going about 30 miles an hour, and he was going down Knapp Road with no hands. And like, I was thinking the whole time, like, if his parents knew this, they certainly wouldn't be okay with that. It poses a huge risk, not to just himself, but to other people too. And since then, since I think he said he issued some citations, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot less e-bikes going so fast in the town, which I think is a good thing. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, it's becoming a hot topic. Some people may have heard about it. It's surveillance cameras. So I guess it's a twofold thing I'm looking for, really, to just bring awareness to, then also to find some more information out. Maybe I don't know how this works. Maybe it would come after the fact. Maybe I would talk to Jen or Harry or the chief. There's one company called Flock. So Flock cameras are sprouting up all over the country. There's some estimates there's over 100,000 of them. They're automatic license plate readers. So as cars go by, I'll even show you a picture. I have some handouts I'll pass out to everybody. They have a solar panel on them. And the camera is super powerful. So it can, it doesn't just store your license plate as you're going by. It also stores the make and model of your car, whether there's any scratches on it. It's a really intrusive way to identify people. Now, I just want to say first, I do see the importance of why people would want Flock cameras, because it does help in the ability to track down a criminal. So I don't want to discount that. It's a very real thing. But what we're finding is that these new technologies are being abused in certain ways. And I have some handouts I'd like to just pass just to raise awareness about it. For example, there have been dozens of police officers who have been arrested for searching the database and stalking ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, and friends, the boyfriends of their ex-girlfriends, and so on and so forth. So that's just one thing. Another example is Flock also has different cameras that do facial recognition. And there have been multiple people who have been falsely arrested, or have been arrested for crimes they didn't commit because the facial recognition incorrectly identified them. So they say there's something between 90 and 93% accurate. So that means 7 and 10% of the time they're gonna get it wrong. And there have been examples of people that have been detained and even jailed for weeks before this whole thing got sorted out, and then they figured out it had the wrong person. There was one really high-profile case in Florida where a man was arrested, and he had never even been to the city, but the license plate reader. There was one case in Florida where they got his facial recognition wrong, so they said it was him, but really it was another person. But then there was another high-profile case where the license plate reader mistook a 0 for an O and got the wrong car, and then the person was arrested and detained. So I guess what I'm trying to do is just raise awareness that technology is moving really, really fast, faster than we even can keep up with. So we have to have proper regulations and guidelines and legal structure to deal with this, right? I mean, really, I think there should be a situation where you really should only be accessing this database if you have a warrant, and we have to have proper oversight. So I don't know if anybody knows if we have any surveillance cameras in the borough at this time. So that's kind of like one thing. I don't know, we could always follow up afterwards. But that's one reason why I wanted to bring this up, to learn more if we do have any. And secondly, to just share my opinion and my concerns that it does potentially violate or intrude upon our privacy. The Fourth Amendment guarantees protections for searches and seizures, and some people believe that if you have a situation where eventually you have, like, let's just say, this is down the road theoretically, if you have these cameras on every street corner, then you, in theory, the government could know where you are at all times. And that's very intrusive. And the last thing I'll just mention is these cameras databases are connected to the federal government too. So that includes the FBI, the CIA, and various other agencies. So they have also been accessing these databases. We have all this data on where we're going. And if you think about it, like they'll know whether you go to the doctor, who you go see. They'll know whether you're going to see, whatever you want to do. Take your kids to school. There's a lot of examples where people could be accessing information that is very intrusive. And there's a famous quote with Ben Franklin that said, "Those who would give up their liberty to secure, to attain further security, something along those lines, deserve neither." Is what the quote is. That if you give up your liberties in order to gain a little bit of security or safety, you potentially deserve neither. I know it's kind of a strong quote, but it just illustrates the point that we have to be very careful about what we're doing. I just want to raise awareness to that and eventually to find out a little more information. Like I said, I don't know if anybody knows at this time, if you have any, but or if that's and even just to let me know if that's like a police chief question or not. But just want to raise awareness and bring that up.
Thank you. We'll do it next week.
Yeah.
Jen, I don't think we did.
Thank you very much.
Oh, but I'm gonna hand these out too, if I can pass these around.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah. I think there's 10 copies here, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
There's I printed 2 articles. Just take a look at it, they're brief, and it just gives a little summary of kind of what I was talking about.
Anybody else? Continue with our meeting. The first thing on our agenda is our grant resolution here. Jen,
Yes,
if you-
multimodal grants. So we have a resolution that would need to be voted on and signed at next week's meeting.
Right.
Mike Fennick with Cole is putting in for this multimodal grant, and the total cost for the grant is 1.2 million. The grant request is for 841 and change, and the borough commitment would be 360,000. This is for stormwater repair and paving. These are a few streets, Powell Avenue, Electric Street, and West Grove Street that are in need of, So we're gonna go for this. So we would just need council to sign the resolution that he would have to provide for the grant application.
And stormwater is not really like an option. You really have to deal with that.
Stormwater and paving, absolutely. Stormwater and paving. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Thank you, Jen. And the next item is Chief Akostas' email, police person.
So everybody, I assume, read through Kevin's email discussing the personnel issue with the police department. Obviously, he's not here tonight, but just wanted to bring it up for discussion.
Well, and what's in the packet actually is an email. So I had then followed up with Kevin and Jen to ask if they could begin preparing some numbers to model out what it would look like if we were to add this.
Yeah.
Part of the packet is not the spreadsheet itself, but the email body that Kevin sent back. So I think I had some questions that I haven't followed up with Jen and Kevin yet on those numbers, but I think we'll end up including those in our packet next week.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I think we should start to have, it's not budget time yet, but we should have the conversation about what will it cost us if that budget time comes to decide to move to add a full-time officer. For one thing, it impacts later on in the agenda here, we have the Clark Screen contract, which is up at the end of the year. Having a good idea of what our costs are going to be, that's what we need to charge Clark Screen for the contract. So I don't know that we'll be ready to make any decisions yet. I think we need to start to socialize here on council. What is this going to cost, and kind of what direction are people feeling like we need to head, because it does impact downstream considerations.
The CBA up next year as well.
That's up at the end of 2027, correct? Yeah.
Regionalization. A lot of things.
Lots of moving parts.
Absolutely. Okay, the next item is our Parks and Recreation. I think we.
Yeah,
all
we've
those
gone
spaces there.
through that and we talked about having the open container review. And, council will need to vote on Depot Street closing. And followed by that, the Depot Street parking meters. So, at the end of the day on, so Friday, I guess the police, officers would cover the, parking meters on Depot, so nobody would park there.
Right,
So
Right.
council would have to vote on that also.
It would just be for Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
okay, and next item is the Rotary Grant
Yes.
comparison.
So I had informed council maybe a month or two ago about a grant that we received for $130,000 for a loader. So we reached out to, there were 3 different companies. Jay Miller was a huge help with this. He really did the research. I have everything here. The where we ended up with is a machine loader. It comes in $168,000. The grant is of course 130, but also remember that the goal is also to put the loader that we've been selling on municipal at a roundabout price of around 65,000. That it may go for, we can reason there.
Sure.
So if all those numbers come out that way, we would end up ahead. Is what we're projecting.
We get a new piece of equipment without going into our budget or capital reserves or anything like that.
Correct. Yep, absolutely.
Sounds pretty good.
Yep, absolutely. So that's, you were,
Yeah, I was really here for.
did you, yes,
Sure, yeah,
absolutely.
No problem. So my name is Luke Glidewell, with Medico Construction Equipment, Clark Summers resident as well. But just was here for any questions on the local, questions or concerns with it, but also to thank you for coming to the ultimate conclusion that you're going to be purchasing it all with us for the most part. One more thing I did want to let you know as an option, Municipal is always an option because it's clean and free, but we can also consign the unit. If you wanted to try to get more for it, we can do a consignment, which would be we put it on our lot, advertise it, try to sell it to our customers, could potentially pull more money for it. Municipal would be quicker, but that's another alternative for you. Do you have any? Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any questions on the machine that you're getting or anything along the lines?
I can tell you, like I said, Jay,
Yeah.
he's been there for 30 some years.
He knows.
Every quote. Yes, absolutely. And he did. And your quote was also coincidentally the best price.
Yeah.
It all worked.
All right, excellent. Thank you.
We'll be in touch, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Next item is our Park Screen Police contract.
That ends at the end of this year, so just bringing it up so we can start discussion as to.
And I've talked to Bill Egan before, and I did follow up with him a couple weeks ago and said, basically, now that we figured out Kevin and we're starting to figure out the budgeting side of things, so we'll be able to get back to that probably in the next month, maybe a little bit more than that. So I did reach out and just let him know that.
I'm sorry, you reached out to Clark
So
Green?
to Clark Street, Bill Egan. Yeah.
Oh, Billy, again. Okay, I apologize. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and we can get that.
Yeah, I think that'll go fast once we have all of it.
Okay. Then our clock tower update.
Yeah, so now that the property is transferred to Mr. Ferris, so I spoke with him just to try to coordinate, because we're gonna help out with him moving his property from here now. He is in the process of getting permits. So he's working on it, he's been in contact with Mr. Decker for the past month and a half.
Well, I did get the permit application in, already gave it to George yesterday, and they had it out to NEIC, so when we get that back, I will let him know, and,
Just don't take it out August 15th.
oh, yeah. I promise we will.
You can add it to the raffle
Yeah, so we'll prepare some.
What about with the 9/11? I know there's some discussion about maybe having some sort of ceremony for that.
Right.
Is that, we still
So
do that? or-
I talked to, Adam Perez, he's not available. He's not available for it, so we're gonna need to find someone else. Decide what kind of, beautification process we want to have happen there and where we want to put, so we've got some planning to do there, but we need to find a landscaper who's gonna be interested in working with us, so. I don't know if anybody has any ideas, any comments, please let me know, if not, I'm gonna just start reaching out.
Is it possible to have at least some options by next meeting? So we can
Oh,
vote on it?
absolutely, yep, I just heard from Adam. I think it was Monday, yeah, so now it's, the push is on, but.
Terrific.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And I have no idea, I have the loader on there twice, I just put the numbers down. Yeah, so that's already done.
Next is to review our August 5th agenda.
And before we adjourn, though, just an announcement, August 23rd, Sunday, we're gonna have Clark Summit Day with the rail riders. We discounted tickets, so anybody who would like to go check out the website, you can. get them. And Mrs. Carey will be throwing out the first pitch.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Today, I'll put them on front. Perfect time.
Last time was only. At any rate, it is a great deal down. And we want to get the word out to the whole.
And it's our website, clarksummitboro.org. It's where where there's, I'm gonna be putting it up tomorrow, that's
QR code.
QR code, thank you, QR code. I'm so techie.
We have a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Appreciate all your good support.
Thank you very much.
Where we have anything to do with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she got us to do it next year.
So they don't do, yeah, that's what I thought, so.
That's where I have to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I have not.
Okay. Yeah. I got vertigo. Yeah. Becoming a much.
The three of us interpreted three different ways.
Yeah, yeah.
We were just wondering.
That highlighted some of the.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, so I guess.
I'm gonna show, I'll show that to you.
Yeah.
So, what happened was,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it works.